Hey guys, Joe from J&M Concrete here. So a question that I get asked a lot in my line of work from customers that are looking for help is how to do preventative maintenance when it comes to their driveways. There's a couple things you can do. One of those things is filling in the gaps, the joints, the cracks that you see on your driveway to stop moisture from getting in through your slab, expanding into ice, making that crack worse, or getting under the slab and heaving it up. So what I'm going to show you guys here, we're going to work on this little crack joint, as it's called here, and I'm going to show you how it's done. So first you go off and you scrape off anything that might be in the way. You can use a screwdriver, any tool. Honestly, I just plucked this tool from my truck, and you get all this bad stuff out. Hopefully you don't have too much gunk in there, but then you scrape it out, and then you grab the broom. Keep in mind, here's some things that you're gonna need. You're gonna need a broom, preferably a wire brush, something to scrape the cracks out, a knife if your caulk gun doesn't have a way to cut the tip of the tube of caulk. If you're wondering what I use, this is Sika self-leveling caulk. It's just something you can get at Home Depot, Lowe's, nothing too special, but works just good enough in my opinion, especially for a homeowner. You're gonna need some all-purpose sand. Instead of the HardieBacker, I use sand. When it heats up, cools down, the expansion and contraction isn't too crazy. It fills in the gaps very well. And also some shop towels, because it can get pretty messy. So I just swept it out, scraped it out, and then I'm gonna go in with a wire brush a little bit and get the edges. Here we go. All right, now this way, like this. Simple as that. There it is. Next step, you open up your sand. Let's get it open. So these bags of sand always have a little kind of funnel type situation, but the way this works, you make a little pile at the start. There's your pile right there. And then, starting with your broom, don't forget your broom, you start pulling that sand towards you. And what you're doing is, you start leaving a little gap about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch from the top of both sides. And you just start pulling it back towards you. You put a little bit in there and just pull it back towards you. Now what I do is I use my finger and I make a little pile at the end so that self-leveling caulk doesn't flow out. So we start pulling it towards me, pulling it towards me. And then at some point, say at this connection here, I pause. Here's a nice filled in area with about 1/4 inch on either side. We're good. I left a little dam so that it doesn't overflow further past this point. Let's go here. Let's push it with our fingers there so it doesn't go any further. Obviously, if I was doing the whole driveway, I would just continue filling it in, but this customer has been nice enough to let me show you guys how to do this since I'm helping them do it. But now that that's done, you grab a pair of shop towels, you lay them down somewhere, use one of your tools, because caulk guns tend to keep squirting the caulk out even after you stop, so you don't want to make a mess. This stuff can get real messy. Another thing is, self-leveling means a big dollop of it will take up a lot of space. So if you start with something that's pea-sized, it'll definitely get to about half dollar size. Do not forget this. That also applies to inclines. So this doesn't have a way to cut it, but we will come in with a knife. I would say come at an angle. Simple as that. As you can tell. Then we use our little stabby thingy, poker, to poke it. Let me get it out. And then you use that, put it in the hole, and you go until you hit the bottom of the tube. Let's get it. There we go. Sometimes this isn't long enough, so we cut more out to make sure we can actually reach it. There we go. I should be able to reach it now. Here we go. little bit of that in there. Once this comes out a little dirty, you know you got it. So you put your caulk in the caulk gun, you squeeze a little bit, put it up to the sunlight so you can see it coming through. Just be very careful with it. Here it is, you can see it as it's coming up. Now let's start doing this. I always say wear knee pads. This can be rough on the knees. You start at the top, you start pouring it in. And like I said, don't overdo it. It is gonna self-level, even if you don't cover all your edges and stuff. There we go. There we go. Keep in mind, you don't have to be perfect. This will find all the little gaps and fill it in. And I always stop a little bit beforehand, before I'm done, because like I said before, it keeps pouring out. Here we go. So I let it drip in there a little bit. As you can tell, most of this is already leveled out. Usually what I do, I release pressure on the gun. It's loose now. It's still dripping out a little bit. And then I pick it up and I put it on my towel. There. And it's simple as that. Pick a day that it isn't going to rain very much. This should be good in a few hours. But it's a pretty straightforward process. I'm pretty sure someone's going to find something wrong with how I did this, but it's worked for me in the past. It's an easy system for any homeowner to follow. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope this helps. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye. All right, now I can